those are important to have in place. But in conclusion, speak to us about juxtaposing the immigration crisis or irregular migration situation that Zimbabwe is facing currently, and how do you compare that to, for instance, how South Africa is also dealing with a high number of Zimbabweans that are currently in the country undocumented?
Right. It appears both our countries have immigration problems. So Zimbabwe usually serves as a transit point for immigrants from all over. Like in this case, we have the highest number of these 66 that we have. That 16 are from Burundi, 12 are from Ethiopia, and then 8 are from Malawi, and South Africa is next with 7. And then there's 1 from Libya, 1 Mozambique, 1 from China, 1 from Pakistan, 1 from Taiwan, and 1 from France, and 1 from the United Kingdom, and 1 from Cape Verde. So most of these are from Africa, and South Africa and Zimbabwe are countries that that are also experiencing migration issues. But what is interesting is that these ones are from South Africa. There's usually an assumption that that in fact that's the usual trend maybe. But human beings migrate for various reasons, and I happen to be, as the chair of the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission, a member of the migration working group of the Network of African National Human Rights Institutions. We have a working group that we have established in order to ensure that migration in the continent is humane and that it is human rights based. So we need to all work together to ensure that human beings continue to experience their dignity, because people have the right to freedom of movement. But because migration is what human beings do from before history, but we need to make sure that it's handled in a manner that doesn't criminalize people necessarily. In fact, doesn't criminalize them, but also gives them the opportunity to enjoy their dignity, the ones in the host country, but also so that people living in the host country do not feel that are not pressured to think that immigrants must be kicked out, but that there should be dignity and rights for those in the host country from immigration, and also those that are migrating. I'm sure we can do better as Africa through through our protocols, so that we do not, because a lot of these actually these borders are from colonialism, and Africa has this common problem, but the dignity, the equality, and the freedom of human beings is what should be always realized. So we need to work better together to ensure that the positives of migration are extracted for Africa. Even also as Africans also go to other continents, a lot of migration happens in Africa, and we need to do better. And in the Zimbabwean case, we need to change this, need to change the law so that immigrants are not detained in places like this. And then we need to work against xenophobia anywhere in Africa, so that the dignity of all Africans is experienced whatever place they move, and that they also move lawfully, and our laws also ensure that it's for the good of those in the host country, equally with those that are migrating. It can be a win-win for all. Let's work towards this from a human rights perspective.
Jessie, thank you so much for making time for us. Jessie Majome is the chairperson of the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission.
So, Zimbabwe's Human Rights Commissioner just told Newzroom Afrika that Africa had no borders, and that South Africans must be kind to undocumented immigrants. Meanwhile, Zimbabwe is kindly locking up 66 illegal immigrants, including allegedly 7 South Africans. Okay. Borders do exist after all, when it's your prison system, right? Apparently, kindness is one-way visas, he guesses, to where? To South Africa. South Africans must share their schools, the hospitals, the jobs, and the toilet paper. But Zimbabwe gets to detain people and call it sovereignty. South Africa's got millions of undocumented immigrants, right? But sure, let's panic about 7 South Africans locked up in prison. It must be part of Zimbabwe's new border policy. What policy? Do as we say, not as we do. But no offense, Jessie. If you want kindness, maybe ask your government to fix your country. So we, the South Africans, don't have to carry both of ours. Yep.